New horror story. My 100% success rate removing demons was a lie. I packed up my EMF detector and digital recorder tonight, and I'm never taking another paranormal investigation job again. I've been running Spectral Solutions for 2 years now, helping families deal with unwanted supernatural guests, and I just figured out what I've actually been doing to these people. My name is Morgan, and until 6 hours ago, I thought I was one of the good guys. A legitimate paranormal investigator who could actually clear houses of spirits and demons. Not like those TV ghost hunters with their dramatic reactions and obvious fake evidence. I solved real problems for real people, charged reasonable rates, and had a 100% success rate getting rid of whatever was haunting my clients. But tonight, I started questioning why I was so good at my job. It began with the Morrison family. Standard haunting case. Voices in the walls, objects moving on their own. Their 8-year-old daughter talking to the Shadow Man, who visited her room every night. I'd handled dozens of similar cases, always with the same results. One visit from me, and the family never reported problems again. I arrived at their house with my usual equipment and started my standard investigation. EMF readings were off the charts in the daughter's room. My digital recorder picked up clear EVPs, and the temperature dropped 15 degrees when I asked the entity to make its presence known. Textbook demonic activity. But something felt different this time. When I began my cleansing ritual, a combination of sage burning, protective symbols, and what I called banishment commands, I caught myself saying words I didn't remember learning. Latin phrases that flowed out of my mouth like I'd been speaking them my whole life. The shadow in the corner of the room didn't disappear like it was supposed to. Instead, it stepped forward into the light, and I could see it clearly for the first time. It was tall, impossibly thin, with eyes like burning coals, and it was smiling at me with recognition. "Hello again, Morgan," it said in a voice like grinding glass. "Ready for another transfer?" That's when everything clicked into place. I wasn't banishing demons, I was relocating them. Every successful case wasn't about clearing houses. It was about moving entities from one family to another. I was a supernatural real estate agent, and I'd been doing it for 2 years without realizing it. I drove home in a panic and pulled out every case file I'd ever worked. The patterns were all there once you knew what to look for. The Chen family in March, cleared of a poltergeist that specialized in moving kitchen items. 3 weeks later, I got a call from the Rodriguez family about objects flying around their kitchen. The Andersons lost their cold spot ghost in May. 2 days later, the Patels called about sudden temperature drops in their hallway. I wasn't solving problems, I was redistributing them. But the worst part was my client feedback. Every family I'd helped left glowing reviews about how their problems disappeared immediately after my visit. No gradual improvement, no lingering issues, just instant relief. That should have been impossible unless I was taking the entities with me and dropping them off somewhere else. I decided to test my theory. I drove back to the Morrison house and knocked on the door. Mrs. Morrison answered, looking relaxed and happy for the first time since I'd met her. "Morgan, thank you so much. Whatever you did worked perfectly. Emma's been sleeping through the night, no more voices, nothing moving around. It's like it never happened." "Where did you think it went?" I asked. She looked confused. I never really thought about it. I guess I assumed you destroyed it or sent it back to hell or whatever." "Does it matter? It's gone." I drove to my next scheduled appointment, the Williams family, reporting a new haunting that had started 3 days ago. Their description matched the Morrison entity perfectly. Same shadow figure, same preference for children's bedrooms, same pattern of behavior. When I arrived at the Williams house, I could feel the presence immediately. It was waiting for me upstairs, and when I entered the child's room, it spoke without me having to ask any questions. "You're late," it said. "I was expecting you yesterday. The new family isn't very entertaining. The previous one had much better reactions." That's when I understood the truth. I wasn't a paranormal investigator. I was a delivery service for supernatural entities that had gotten bored with their current arrangements. They called me when they wanted a change of scenery, and I unknowingly facilitated their relocations, thinking I was helping families while actually just moving the problem somewhere else. I checked my business records, and the numbers made me sick. Over 2 years, I'd handled 847 cases. I'd never actually solved a single haunting, just moved 847 demons and spirits around the city like chess pieces, spreading supernatural misery from house to house, while collecting payment from grateful families who never realized their relief was temporary. But here's what really keeps me awake tonight. I pulled up my old college transcripts and I never took any classes in Latin. I never studied demonology or paranormal investigation. According to my own records, I started Spectral Solutions the day after I was released from Riverside Psychiatric Hospital, where I'd been treated for severe dissociative episodes and claims that I could see things that weren't there. I think I know now what those things were, and I think they've been using me as their personal taxi service ever since, making me believe I was helping people while actually working for them. The scariest part is checking my appointment calendar. I have 23 more relocations scheduled for this month, all booked by clients whose names I don't remember contacting me. And according to my phone records, all the calls came from numbers that belong to families I've helped before. The demons aren't just moving houses, they're recruiting more drivers. Thank you for listening. If you really like the story, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more daily horror stories. Thanks.